Hey guys, I hope everybody is well. I got a bit of a late start tonight. I've been out getting ready for my next adventure. Well, you know, out there making the money for the next adventure anyway. So, I am going to pull some cards for you tonight, see what's going on in the collective, and yeah. See what's happening, see what we can expect. I'm going to try and keep the cards down until I pull what I need to pull. I'm feeling that that's enough of that one. I haven't used this deck in a while. I didn't take all my decks. Whoa, hello. I didn't take all my decks with me to Dominican Republic, but I took this one and I didn't actually use it. I got a couple new decks today, but they're different. I got a Kipper deck and a not sure what this is, but what Lenormand deck. But what I realized is that I'm gonna need books to go with those, and I don't have them, and I didn't order them, so I'm gonna need to figure that out. Alright guys, I'm gonna go a little deeper with the archetype cards by Kim Cran's okay, the Flame, just kind of trying to figure out, and I will clarify with the tarot if I need. I usually just kind of play it by ear and see what, you know, what we get. Alrighty, so we have the Flame and the Vessel. It gives me the Flame, fire energy, but it also gives me Scorpio energy, kind of like the burn it down and build it back better type of an energy. Maybe somebody being passed through the flame, like kind of temperance, kind of a patience type thing, like tempering metal to make it stronger, is what I'm getting off of that. The Vessel, kind of taking care, some self-care of the body. So I don't know who that applies to, whether it's you or your person, but we'll get into that a little more when we open up the book. Let's see. We have Heartbreak. Pain is essential for growth. Ooh, SOS, distressed, act with urgency. Fuego. Chemistry, intense, passion, things are heating up. Sneaky Link. Hidden lover, low-key situationship, side piece. I don't like that. Running. Resisting change right now. Reunion, though. The story's not over yet. Risk. With the Sneaky Link. Okay. That's telling a big story. Alright, as is that. Key player. Okay. Well, for one thing, I can tell you right now, this feels very much twin flame-like. A lot of drama here, but also got a runner, but also key player here. An irreplaceable key player. The story is not over yet. There's this reunion, okay. Let me slow down for just a second. Okay, so this probably started off as a third-party type situation, whether you knew about it or not. Take it as excuse me. Pardon. Indigestion. When I start telling my truths, I start to burp. Give me one moment. The air conditioner's on. I'm gonna pop in my my microphone. One moment. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm back. Okay. This is kind of talking about some past energy, right? With the sneaky link situation. Um, you may not have known that you were a side piece when you came into the situation, right? They could have been acting single but weren't single. Um, but you had a very intense, passionate chemistry that was undeniable, right? And each and every time that you guys came together, there was just an undeniable chemistry that was kind of completely out of the ordinary and unlike anything that you'd ever had in the past, right? Um, there were differences. There were some differences between you. You'll know what those are. They could be things like financial differences or age differences, race differences, cultural differences, what have you. So, this person, your person, tends to care a lot about what other people think, right? With this risk card here, it's a love that involves great risk. So, a couple of things are coming up. One of which is, you know, coming out of that situation, um, to be with you would be a risk. I mean, they may have had a foundation, that was already built. And even though there was this chemistry and it was kind of like you guys felt extremely significant to one another, but you may not have been able to place, the reason why, it would have cost them a great deal to take a leap of faith or taking a chance. It felt to them like playing with fire, and they had a lot at stake. There may be kids involved, um, or the risk may simply be that they may need to have changed a lot about themselves, bad habits, and here we go. Here it leads into heartbreak. Pain is essential for growth, right? A painful ending, breakup, suffering, grieving, depression, unable to move on, and misfortune. So, with that, this person truly could have known that they had a whole lot that they needed to change in their life to make it work with you. Um, so it would seem that this person ran and that they were resisting change, right? They were resisting change, but they were avoiding it, not now, scared, threw up unnecessary boundaries towards you, right? Maybe they even got out of a relationship with somebody else, but they were still running from here to there, engaging in, you know, surface level situations with other people and skipping over you time and time again, running from you, right? And you just weren't real clear as to what the hell was going on or why, you know. But, and they could have ghosted, given you the cold shoulder, acted as if they were not interested, rejected you, walking away, right? Um, this is taking some time. In this absence, this person is going through major, major distress, right? This is talking about SOS, distress, act with urgency, assistance is needed. Now, I feel a couple of things with this card right here. What I'm feeling is they feel like they need to hurry up and do something because they feel like they're going to lose you if they don't, right? Even though they walked away, they ran from the connection, um, terrified of the connection. They know that you are an important person in their life, right? But they are so wrapped around outdated beliefs and old fashioned conditioning, and actually they could have been hurt in past relationships, right? And they're replaying those things as if they're in a loop, even though they know you're a key player, you're different. You aren't the person that broke their heart. But they have surrounded themselves time and time again with people, and in self-fulfilling prophecy, that they set themselves up with people who will hurt them repeatedly, because they're like just a whole lesson over and over and over again in a different body. They could end it with one person and go through the heartbreak and all of the things that you go through in an unhealthy relationship, just to end up in another unhealthy relationship and not learn the same lessons over and over and over again. And this cycle for this person has gone on for years. 4 years. And until they met you, and they knew at their core that you were not that person. You would not hurt them. You were safe. They could be themselves around you. Even though they knew that, they also knew that the surface level situations that they had been in the past, the sneaky link thing really wasn't that big of a deal, because the people that they had been with in the past didn't challenge them. They didn't need to be. They didn't need to be upfront with people and honest and committed, truly committed, because their partners were either out running around or did not give a shit. They didn't care. Go ahead, do what you want, because I'm gonna be doing the same thing type of people. So, or they just, whatever. They come back to me. They didn't really care and never really got to know your person because they didn't care enough to get to know your person, right? So your person never really had to go deep with these people because they chose those type of people over and over again. But truly what their broken heart is craving is you, the type of love that you give. The type of love that could heal their heart rather than breaking it. But with this card, it's taken some time for this person to come to these realizations. And the changes that they're making now, they're acting with more urgency because they realize they need assistance. And they're in much distress. They're acting with urgency because they don't want to lose this key player in their life, this important person who plays an essential role, who is irreplaceable. Because what will wind up happening if they fail to do their work is they will continue in this loop of heartbreak over and over and over again, being shady with shady people instead of taking that risk, healing that heart, and coming towards the person that won't break their heart. They desperately want reunion with you. This is talking about the story is not over yet. They want to get together. They want to reconcile and mend it. And they want to meet again and make a compromise and come into harmony with you. Let's see what their intentions are, though. That's what I would like to know next. What are this person's intentions? As we can tell what they need to do, but what will they do? What will they do to get to this reunion is what we want Spirit to answer for us. What is this person that the collective is coming here for going to do about wanting a reunion? What do they plan to do? What do they have a plan? What's happening? We want to know. Oh, what the hell? Okay, weirdly, this came out of a very different deck. This is a situational deck. Verge, about to reveal or confess. There is something that they have to tell you. Just want to make sure. So when I was coming back, I packed up my cards, and that one must have escaped the other. Let me make sure there's not any more like that. That one must have just fallen in with this deck, and it got put away that way when I moved my stuff. I packed my things up. I don't see any more like that. That's interesting, though. They're on the verge and about to confess something to you. And this person may or may not have ever told you how they truly felt about you. They hold a flame. This is just a flame they cannot put out, right? No matter how they try to run from this connection, it keeps coming back to you. But they are on the verge and about ready to confess. This is a really good answer right here. I'm going to go a little deeper and figure it out. I might even pull the kipper out for fun because I have never used it before and go to the internet with it. I may have to grab my computer and find out what it means because I'm not familiar with the kipper deck at all. It'll be a surprise for both of us. Yay. What does this person intend to do while on the verge of, they're about ready to confess something to you? That much is true. Let's see. What else? Choices. A decision between love and fear. We fall in love by chance and stay by choice. Oh, this person's getting ready to make a choice. They know they have a choice to make. I've never seen this card. There's a lot of cards in this deck that I haven't seen because it's fairly new. A decision between love and fear. We fall in love by chance and we stay by choice. It sounds to me like this person will be making a choice for you. Enchanted. The more I see you, the more I love and adore you. My heart cries out for you. This person needs you. Beautiful. That is beautiful, guys. I'm going to read the vessel and the flame. It sounds to me in order to get to this reunion, they're going to make a choice for love. Because they are enchanted by you. They are absolutely in love with you. They love and adore you with all their heart. And their heart is crying out for you. They know what this means to them, truly and genuinely. I don't really think it needs to go much further, but I'll, for fun, pull out the kipper. I may have to pause it for a minute so I can get up and get my laptop. This is the kipper. I was reading it. I was looking at the description of it after I had already ordered them and realized that it says things that people buy, and it says something about the book, a explanatory book for the kipper. I'm thinking, why sell a deck if you're not going to sell the explanations with it? That doesn't make any sense because it's a different type of deck. I think this one is German, maybe. They're oracle cards from Germany. Oh, goody, I don't even know how to open it. Oh, you gotta be a little smarter than the cards. Okay. So, anything else we need to know about how this person feels for the collective? How does this person feel for the collective, or any other information that we may need to know? This is a small deck, finally one that will fit in my hands. Always complaining about how either slippery or big the decks are, and I can't hold them because my hands are small. This one finally fits. Any more information that the collective? Okay. Oh. I think that might be a. No, this one's not. This is The Art of Kipper Reading. Decoding Powerful Message. This is the book that it should come with, but doesn't. Interesting. Okay, so I guess hope big water. Nod to the water signs. A long road. Success and love. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pause you for a moment. I'm going to pull. I am going to pull. Huh. I'm going to grab my laptop so we can find out what the heck this means. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. All right. So the first card we got was Hope, Big Water, right? Okay. And Hope, Big Water talks about the hope. Big Water from the Kipper Tarot card is about foreign countries, the distance. It could indicate travel. Um, it could indicate travel for one thing. So I would think that in the future, you might expect that you would be able to travel with your person. That's absolutely beautiful. But it also talks about communicating with the heart. So this person will learn to communicate with the heart. It's an indication of future developments. And it also talks about communicating with the heart, about how to communicate what dreams you have. It's an indication of future developments. Beautiful. Okay, let's see. This is interesting. Okay. Attainment of dreams and goals, of blessings and hopes turned into joy, of creativity and spirituality. Beautiful. That is beautiful, guys. So this has longevity. This absolutely has a positive. I mean, that feels good, but also a nod to my water signs, my fellow water signs, my Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio peoples. All right, so let's see. This one is a long road. This one screams to me that it's not going to be easy, right? This one screams to me, and I don't know. This is just what I'm getting off of it. You know, a long journey. It's a long life journey, but it's also, to me, rocky little. Because honestly, nothing worth having. You fight for what you want. Okay, you're willing to put in the time and energy that it takes to get to the place. Nobody's perfect. Absolutely none, not one of us here are perfect at all. We all have things we have to overcome, right? As is with your person, and it could be that perhaps you're a little bit further along your path than your person, and that's fine too. You hold their hand through it. Some of the things, though, they do have to go through on their own, and for that you have to stay the course of leaving them be, right? You have to leave them be so they can go on that journey and deal with those things themselves, because you can't fix people. So please do remember that. Okay. And your person, the thing about it is, and this feels, like I said, very twin flame-esque. In a twin flame journey, you draw things up in each other, wounds, to heal them for the purpose of healing them. It's not like you're jabbing at each other and, in 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 an effort to hurt the other person. That's never what it is. Abuse, that's abuse. Okay, those are false flames. Those are not twin flame journeys at all. But a twin flame journey will challenge you. It will definitely and absolutely challenge you and hurt you. It hurts. It opens up wounds that you've had for many, many lifetimes, you know, that you particularly remember in this one. I mean, you could remember in others as well, but I mean, particularly in this one, that you've just, the things that have made you shut down and not excel and not be emotionally available and learn to communicate and things of that nature. I mean, and to be open to things that have shut you down in your childhood and past relationships, it draws those things up so that they can, for the benefit of each other and healing and coming together as a healed, you know, soul. So let me find out what they say it means, because that's what it means to me. Just kind of like a long road and, you know, a hell of a journey. But absolutely an amazing, a beautiful one. But um, hang on one second. The long road. It's a card denoting great distances, but also equally great amounts of time needed for something to happen, for people to meet, for a project to finish. Like I said, that makes good sense. I mean, really, I read it before I knew it. And in essence, it's going to take some time for your person to get there. It will. And it's not to say that your person has to do all of the healing by themselves before they can come into union with you. That isn't it. But they have to start. They have to take accountability, and they have to acknowledge the fact that things have to change, and they have to put one foot in front of the other and get started with that. You know what I mean? And be ready to make those changes, because you cannot fix them. That is not your job or function here. It's a lesson they have to learn. They must learn this lesson. It's not for you, it's for them. But they have to be ready to step into that healing journey before you guys could even think about coming into union, because otherwise it's just going to be hot and cold, back and forth, off and on. And it's just going to break your heart over and over and over and over and over again, which is a firm no. Absolutely not. And some of you may choose to wait, and others of you may move on. You know what I mean? If this person can't get it together or show motivation and, you know, or the desire to do so, because again, I mean, they could have walked away. They could have been the one to say, nope, can't do it, don't want it. Okay, cool. You know, that's fine. Because someone else will. Someone else will with no problem. You know what I mean? So just because this person is a twin flames don't always end up together. It's fated, but if one person doesn't want to do their work, the other person isn't tasked to sit around and wait forever. You know? Not at all. Not at all. So that's going to depend. This reunion is heavily dependent on energy changes. It seems to me that they're going to be making a choice, you know, to stay. They fell in love, and now it's up to them to make the decision to stay by choice. But it sounds to me, when we ask, that this person loves you, their heart cries out for you, they crave you, they want reunion, and it seems to me that they will be doing what they need to do to get it done when we asked. And they're about to reveal or confess something to you. They may have really screwed you over at some point in this journey. Okay, and then 15 is success and love. I mean, overall, that sounds amazing. This has two doves. This is, you know, the arrow of Cupid going through two hearts, joining them together. But in this as well, I do see mountains in the background. So again, you know, while there's success and love and this is beautiful on this card, it could be that there's some tumultuous times to come. You know, it's not going to be simple, lovey-dovey, easy love. It isn't. It's you know, there'll be some tumultuous times. You know, a long road. This person is going to be, I mean, you're going to have to give this person a lot of grace and a lot of space. A lot of grace and a lot of space. It is what it is. If you're, you know, I mean, you guys, sounds to me like, again, something up here, just it mentioned compromise or something. Harmonizing, reconciliation, compromise. When this reunion card, you know, they have to know that you're going to hold their hand through it and be there for them, but they also need to take initiative, and there's got to be reciprocity. There has to be equal give and take. And so it's not always going to be 100%, you know, 50-50. That doesn't work that way. And relationships don't work that way. Some days you come in, you got 20% to give, and the other person has 80. And other days, you know, they may have 15%, you got 85. They may have 85 the next day, and you have 15. it switches. It's never 50-50. It's not, but it for the most part it needs to balance out. Those scales need to balance. There has to be, and it's not about money, it's about emotional give and take. Period and dot. Now, I mean, for some of you guys, it could be money too. I mean, maybe they need to give financially too. And for those of us who could give two craps about that, some of us, it's not important. The emotional reciprocity is what we want, it's what we're seeking. The rest falls in line. You know what I mean? When that comes in and healing happens, then everything else falls into place. Money starts coming in collectively, and it's a thing. So, anyways, let me jump off my tangent real quick and go to 15. Good outcome in love. Despite its name, good outcome in love tends to be, it's actually talking about, hang on one second. Hold on 1 minute. I can't click on that. It won't allow me to do that. Hold on. Let me see if I can open this up. Okay, this one open. Okay, let's see. This card is so positive. It says it can offset any negative cards in the spread. When it doesn't indicate a happy love at present or love coming soon, it can indicate one's career running smoothly, sorrows and problems dissipating, loyal friends, enjoyable romantic experiences, a commitment from one's love, or successful outcome to any challenges with family and friends. This is a positive card. And with this person in the choices card, this reminds me of the Lovers card and making a choice for you. So it looks like, to me, success in love. Beautiful. Kind of like the Lovers card as well. In the Kipper deck. That's the way I read it. And then we have the Vessel and the Flame. Let's read those really quickly because I need to delete some stuff off my phone because I'm running out of storage. I had so much space when I started doing this and I just didn't delete anything, and now it's time to do that. So, before I run out of, that would be bad. I'm cold. It's freezing. There's the flame. Okay, this is fire energy, the flame. As I mentioned before, let's see. Excuse me, guys. Need my glasses. In Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten and project the flame, no matter how harshly the winds around you blow it. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. This is them needing to do the work. It is likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to the language of the flame. To enliven the connection with this archetypal energy, practice the candle gazing technique called Tritaka. Notice how lighting a single candle in any space brings magic to the room and creates a sense of reverence. When in light, health, mental clarity, and good digestion. There's been a lot of things in the collective about digestion or people having digestive issues. I'm not sure what that's about or what have you, but yeah, it's come up a couple times. When in dark, excess heat and anger and complete darkness. Go deeper. The light you give off by Rumi. Look into that. The archetypal fire is at the beginning of all transformation, purification, and manifestation. Nearly every spiritual lineage honors the flame. So, again, transformation with the flame. It's a burn it down, build it back better, as I mentioned. And I don't know a whole lot about the archetype cards. While I've had them for a long time, I just got the one with the book in it not that long ago, and I haven't used them that much. So, yes, this is the fire, the spark, the glimmer. This is the basically kind of like the tower, like you're tearing it down to build a solid foundation. And not only does your person need to do that in their heart space and, you know, clearing the negative belief systems that they've got going on and outdated belief systems, things that no longer serve, outdated ideas, reparenting themselves, all that stuff, your relationship needs the same. Your relationship needs to start fresh. You need to start being, you know, getting to know one another and doing, you know, telling honest truths about everything, you know, to each other to build a solid foundation again. No matter how it started, it doesn't make any difference how it started. Things don't always start out, you know, like I said, just perfect. It doesn't work that way. So let's look at the vessel. And then we're going to wrap it up, guys, because I'm running out of space on my phone. And I can hear my little one in there kind of sniffling a little bit. He's got allergies really bad. I do too. Not really bad, but a little bit. Poor guy. The vessel. Okay. The body, the container, and the cup. Okay. Also, I want to say something before I even start reading it. With the cup, if their cup is empty, they cannot give to you. They must, Ace of Cups, they must self love. That's a part of the healing that needs to happen. They have to give to themselves before they can give to you. They can meet you as far as they have met themselves. That's why the healing is so important, is because they cannot love you properly if they can't love themselves. It's important. The vessel may be the most powerful archetypal form on earth. It is everywhere. Cups hold liquid, stoves hold fire, our bodies hold our organs, our homes hold families. Through the simple act of separation, the vessel protects what it contains. Nests protect eggs, savings accounts protect our earnings, even the planets are contained within their circular orbit. When this card appears, it's time to assess what is being held together and how. Your person may be struggling really bad right now, and that does not mean reach out. It really doesn't. They have to go through some things by themselves, but just know I'm feeling a deep sense that your person is struggling big time right now. And as hard as that is to hear and want to, I'm a fixer. Okay. I want very much to, you know, reach out and help people and love on people and love them through it. We can't always do that. It interferes. It's like when I was in recovery, I remember they would not allow us to get a Kleenex box and take it to a person that was sharing who was crying because it interrupts that flow. It interrupts the flow. They did not want you interrupting the person's story or their flow. If they needed a napkin, they would get up and get it themselves so they could continue their, you know, emoting and getting it up and out, up and out. It was important not to stop. And it's the same thing with your person. That is why it's so very important not to reach out to your person while they are going through this inner turmoil and getting it up and out. It's necessary. Um, Is the vessel too tight, too loose, broken, empty, full, or perhaps there is no vessel at all and the contents spill in every direction? It is natural for structures to be formed and eventually fall apart. The vessel has a life cycle that must be honored. Is it time for you to build, break, or repair? You must find out. And that is what your person is going through. And there may be things in your life that you need to break down and figure them out, you know what I mean, and repair them and do your healing because it's important, especially if you're on a twin flame journey. The divine feminine needs to be doing her healing. You gotta heal. It's super important. It jars your divine masculine to do the same. The physical body is the most sacred vessel of all. It is the one in which you reside from your first breath to your last. It may need your attention. The mentor and the healer may pay particular attention to this archetypal form. Healing cannot be sustained without a strong container. Also, with the digestion thing coming up, your person may be dealing with something physically. I'm not sure. Um, may need to attend to their physical body first, feed it better foods, you know, go to the doctor, make an appointment for a counselor, which is mental health is as important as physical health. No, no different. They're the same. They're one and the same. They're a part of our body. They're intertwined. Super important. So send good energy to your person, pray if you do, whatever it is that, you do. Your person could use it right now. You can sense that they're going through quite a bit. So, with that, I'm wrapping it up. I'm going to post it now, even though it's like the middle of the night and stuff, and people are probably sleeping unless you're in California. But I need to put something out so that TikTok and YouTube don't decide that I'm not putting out enough stuff. So, anyhow, all right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye.